You are living with a stranger inside your head, a voice that sounds like you but hates everything you do. It waits in the silence of the night to tell you that you are not enough, poisoning the peace you worked so hard to build. This voice is not your conscience. It is the Nafs al-Amara, the commanding self that Al-Ghazali warned us about centuries ago. It is a master of disguise, using your own memories and fears to keep you paralyzed in a state of constant self-sabotage and spiritual exhaustion. Every time you try to move toward the light, this critic pulls you back into the mud of your past mistakes. It whispers that you are a hypocrite for praying while still struggling, making you believe that the doors of mercy are closed specifically for someone like you. You are exhausted from fighting a war that was never yours to win. The inner critic thrives on the noise of the world, feeding on the comparisons you make on your screen and the expectations of a society that has forgotten the language of the soul. True freedom begins the moment you realize that the thoughts in your head are just weather, and you are the vast, unshakable sky. The sakina, or tranquility you seek, is not the absence of the voice, but the realization that the voice has no authority. Stop trying to argue with the shadow. When the Nafs whispers your failures, respond with the hamd of your Creator. Your worth is not determined by your productivity or your perfection, but by the fact that you were handcrafted by the Most High. The inner critic wants you to stay in the prison of what if. It uses the future to scare you and the past to shame you. But the divine is found only in the now, in the rhythmic pulse of your breath and the silent presence of your heart. We seek distractions because we are afraid of the judgment of our own minds. But the alchemy of solitude transforms this fear into the gold of marifa. In the silence, you learn that you are not your mistakes, but a seeker returning home to the beloved. Your overthinking is a sign that your soul is hungry for a truth that the world cannot provide. Every anxious thought is a call to return to the dhikr, the remembrance that you are never alone, never forgotten, and never beyond the reach of His mercy. Release the rudder of control and let the ocean of His decree carry you. The sabotage ends when you realize that you were never the one holding the pen. Trust the Master of the Way to write the rest of your story with His infinite wisdom. The Nafs loves the noise because it drowns out the voice of the heart. It wants you to stay busy with the trivial so you don't have to face the essential. Break the loop of constant consumption and enter the sanctuary of your own divine solitude. You are a passenger who has spent your life trying to steer the ship into the storm to prove your strength. But true strength is found in tawakkul, the radical trust that even when the waves are high, the captain of the soul is perfectly in control. The inner critic is a merchant of guilt, trying to sell you a past that no longer exists. But your Creator is the King of Mercy, who wipes away the slate every time you turn back with a sincere heart. Don't let the shadow steal your hope. We fill our calendars to avoid the appointment with our own soul. We are terrified of the stillness because the pain begins to speak. But the pain is not your enemy. It is the messenger telling you that it is time to return home. Acceptance is not giving up. It is giving in to the decree of the Most High. The sabotage ends the moment you stop fighting the river and learn to flow toward the ocean of love that has been calling you since before the world began. You feel the pressure to be someone, but in the silence of the halvet, you find the grace of being no one. The smaller you become, the more the divine presence expands within you. Let your ego fade so that His light can finally grow. Every time you check the screen, you are escaping the majesty of the present moment. Your addiction to distraction is a hunger for a peace that can only be found when you look away from the world and look at the One watching you. The inner critic uses your unworthiness as a weapon to keep you from praying. But prayer was never for the worthy. It was made for the broken, the lost, and the weary. Your brokenness is the very qualification that grants you entry into His presence. Sincerity is to perform for an audience of one. The digital Nafs demands a crowd to applaud its suffering. Break the loop. Seek the silence where only the King hears your whisper. This is where the alchemy of the heart truly begins. You are terrified of your own nothingness, but in the eyes of God, your nothingness is the most beautiful vessel for His everything. Let the silence empty you out so that you can finally be filled with the breath of the eternal King. Every tomorrow promised by the Nafs is a mirage that leaves you more thirsty. The present moment is the only spring that never runs dry. Stop chasing the sand of the future and start digging the well of your own heart today. We worry about the reputation of a person who will soon be dust. The only reputation that matters is how you are known in the heavens. Your solitude is the workshop where the angels learn to recognize the scent of your soul. The architecture of silence is the only fortress that can withstand the earthquake of the digital age. It is built on the foundation of Hamd and the walls of Dhikr. Stay within these walls and the noise cannot hurt you. Your overthinking is the chatter of the ego trying to survive the silence. It builds elaborate labyrinths of what if to keep you from the now. Silence the chatter with the sword of Istighfar and find the peace that waits. Trust the plot of the unseen King. Even the silence is a sentence in the story of your return to the beloved. Every trial is a polishing of the mirror so that it can reflect His holy glory without distortion. You were made for the vast, silent horizons of eternity. Carry the night of power in your chest and walk through the digital noise like a stranger who knows exactly where home is. Stay focused on the light within you. The Nafs is a master of disguise, pretending to seek God while only seeking itself in the mirrors of others' approval. Break the mirrors. Silence the ego. Find the pulse of the heart that whispers only His name. The Sir is a hidden garden that only grows when you stop seeking the applause of a dying world. Your solitude is the wall that protects the flowers of your soul from the cold winds of distraction. Breathe in the truth of your neediness, your absolute dependency on the Creator. It is the only richness that never fades in the furnace of trials. Let the world fall away until only the divine pulse remains. You fill your calendar to avoid the appointment with your own soul. You are terrified of the stillness because the pain begins to speak. But the pain is the only truth you have in this world. Sincerity is the fire that cleanses the heart of the soot of the world. Even when you fail, your return is a prayer. The sabotage ends when you realize that His mercy is far greater than your recurring shadows. The alchemy of loneliness turns the not enough into divine sufficiency. You are not a victim of your isolation, but a recipient of a gift that the world can never understand. Stay hungry only for Him. Remember that the alchemy is complete when the heart finally whispers, "I am nothing, and you are everything." The peace you sought is finally yours. You have survived the storm of the digital Nafs. The soul is a guest in this body, and the trials of life are the menu of the banquet. Do not complain about the bitterness of the medicine. It is the only way to heal the spirit for eternity. Laylat al-Qadr is the alchemy of time, where a single heartbeat can change your entire forever. Carry this urgency into your solitude. Every moment is a chance to be written among the beloved ones of the King. Silence your tongue so the heart may speak, and silence the heart so the beloved may reveal the secret hidden in your overthinking mind for decades. Find the silence within the noisy life. Every desire is a seed watered by anxiety. You are a gardener of thorns, wondering why your heart is bleeding. Uproot the craving for more and plant the seeds of radical gratitude for the solitude. The architecture of silence is the only structure that can withstand the earthquake of the world. It is built on the foundation of faqr, the spiritual poverty that makes you a king. Stay empty to be full. Trust the plot of the unseen. Even the tragedies are part of the architecture of your ultimate return to the source. On Laylat al-Qadr, surrender the script of your life back to the Master. You are living with a stranger inside your head, a voice that sounds like you but hates everything you do. It waits in the silence of the night to tell you that you are